Today we're going to do something that we haven't touched on a lot in this pandemic series, and that's the side sword. We have been doing the side sword as a regular class for the Patreon page, but I want to give you an idea of what we're doing with this sword. Now, what we're going to look at today is not just techniques of using the sword in the fight. What we're going to do today is look at entering the fight from out of distance with a provocation so that I have an action and a tempo to work in. If I go to do the initiation of my action, but with no footwork, it does me no good. It's only when I do work. And I'm choosing my guards because I need to make sure that, let's say he just countercuts me. Go ahead and hit me on the outside of my arm, okay? Great. If I cut down this way, go and hit me on the arm again. How easy is that?
Very, very easy to do.
Do it again. Hit me on the arm. Because I'm not hiding behind my sword. Do it again.
I have no target.
Every time I throw these cuts, I'm putting my forte or my cage in front of my sternum. That allows me to hide my arm behind my hand, which is behind the edge of my sword, or behind my cage, depending on what type of sword I have. So when I throw this, I'm provoking him, but I'm still covering myself. So now, when he did this originally, you weren't trying to hit me, were you?
No.
So go ahead and do what you were doing before.
Okay.
Which is why he's going to outside guard, then long guard, not just to long guard.
Yep.
Because if he just goes to long guard, he catches on my cage. If I just go to long guard, go ahead and hit me.
Okay.
Easily.
Yep.
So we have to move through our guards. Now, I've created the action I want.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and defend yourself again.
Got it.
Real slow. I hit. There's low hanging outside guard. Low hanging inside guard. Outside guard. Inside guard. Long guard. Low hanging outside guard. Low hanging inside guard. Inside guard. And that's how I get the redouble into my action, because I needed him to create the tempo.
And another really fun bit on that there is I'm in my movement here, especially to the initial, is I'm working to find the connection of your blade to stop me so I could travel to my long guard. So when you did that, I'm actually traveling further out.
And then when I step, I'm stepping away from his sword.
So we have opened even larger of a gap between my blade and him and me to cover. So I'm now trying to get all the way over here. I'm not going to get there in time. But let's say I do something really crazy. Well, now I've traveled even greater of a distance to this side of my body here. Do you agree?
Yes, very much so. And one more point on let's do it again from this angle.
How's here?
A little bit more. More? More. Perfect. So, I throw my action. He covers that. But he just wants to hit me, so he stabs me anyway. That's why I'm going through my guards. I still have the defense built into my offensive action, because an offense without a defense is only half the game. Just like defense without any offense is only half the game. If I am purely offensive, I can hit my opponent, but I'm going to get hit too. If I'm purely defensive, I can defend against his attacks up to a point. But now I'm following his sword because I'm too busy trying to be defensive and trying to put my sword where he's going. And as soon as he redoubles or he molinees or he does a parade or whatever, I'm in a lot of trouble. Because now I'm out of place, giving him a wide open target. And you'll notice with that, he did it with a squalembrato. Do that again. Not a reversal squalembrato. Do it again. I'm going to cover it. Because if he does it with his squalembrato, he's moving in the same plane as my sword. If he does it with a reversal squalembrato, I can get my edge in the way. So, moving through your guards, let me change the way I say that. Understanding the cuts, the guards, and the path is what allows you to manipulate the tempo that they are giving you.
And especially coming back to the path, and this is a question here, is going back to what we've talked a lot about there, understand yourself so you can understand another, expanding that bubble of understanding so they enter that bubble and you can feel them. If you know that path, you're knowing what their path of the sword is going to have to travel on for their defense.
Right.
Right?
Yes. What I don't know is how well they understand the path.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a reverso squalembrato
Mm-hmm.
followed by a fendente.
Reverso squalembrato followed by fendente.
And I'm out of distance, so
okay.
Go ahead. Come forward a little bit. I'm going to get out of your way.
Cool. How's this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
So let's switch sides.
Okay.
Do it again. There you go. What I want you to pay attention to is his arm. It never stops. Go ahead, do it again. It retracts, but it doesn't stop. Do it again. He begins that action, and I threaten him there. He's going to do something differently. I've now created a provocation, even though he initiated the action. So, how's our measure? Go ahead and
check and measure here. Right and measure.
Perfect, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and do it again. I'm not going to move.
And I'm out of measure just from that lean of yours.
So, go ahead and do it again. Now you have to do something. And there's everything I need right there. Even when he tried to void it, because his sword was moving, and he realized that he missed me, and now he's following my sword, it's hard to think about a third thing.
Yes.
Your feet.
Yep. I'm trying to get time to see if I can get my sword in the way so I don't have you stick me right now, because I feel that point traveling towards me, and that feels like this little buzzer kind of going off on me.
You can feel the adrenaline
I can feel the adrenaline kick in with that there. So when I'm stepping into here, I'm coming with this cut. Ha, ha, ha. Everything's, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Let me get myself cut. Oh, dear.
Or it doesn't need to be a cut. Go ahead and do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Check measure.
Check and measure.
Happy?
Mm-hmm. And even trying to pull myself back, I'm still getting pulled
by the sword
forward. I'm actually still in this point, and I need to wait until it's coming here before I can even think about going back as my point's going back.
Now, yes, that's very true. Now, I have fenced with some amazingly adept fencers. Do it again, but as soon as your lead foot hits, retire.
Got it.
And it doesn't matter because I know he created a tempo, a longer tempo than I had. Let's do that again. He does a passing step. I do a void. Hold it. He misses. He realizes that. I come up through high inside guard with a thrust unicorn. He pushes off to retire. Now he covers that sword. I just turn my hand over to long guard, to low hanging inside guard, or outside guard, low hanging inside guard, and I'm in there before the circle of his sword completes around his body. My circle is smaller and in front of him, or in front of me, in front of him. Let's go and do it again, just a little bit faster. I'm not going to
Okay.
move. Check measure.
Checking measure.
Right. Ready?
Ready.
What do you feel?
I'm just not there. You're inside of my action. So because you have the smaller circle, your circle fits inside of the circle of my blade, the path of my sword right now. Your path is a smaller path in that circle of yours. And so you're inside of where my travel angle is.
Good. Now I have another question for you. Let's do it again.
Sure.
Check measure.
Check and measure.
You're starting to
I'm
lose.
just, yep.
There you go. All right, good. Go back to that again. Actually, from seeing me in this guard, what are you expecting me to do?
I'm expecting you to do a ascending action to beat it aside.
Right. So and with my step, which way am I probably going to step?
This way here.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Everything makes sense. Do it again. There's
My entire picture that I saw of what you would be doing is been changed.
right in the middle of your action.
Yep. And that goes back to where in a few of our pieces, I've talked about mental piece there. As you build the mental picture and everything, you've just changed my mental picture in the middle of my action here. And that's putting a beat of tempo in my thinking.
Yes. Yes. Now I have a question with this whole action. Let's do it one more time. Who is provoking?
You are.
Why?
You are inviting me by being in that low tail guard there.
So go ahead, and I'm going to do what you're expecting me to do.
Okay.
But you should have a plan in mind to deal with that.
Ready?
Ready?
Ready.
That's going to be way too long, because look where I'm at. Do it again. So what I would suggest, don't let me touch your sword.
That's right.
Yeah?
Drop the
How
target.
much better was that?
Oh, much better.
Right? I know this is right. Go ahead and do that same thing, because you're expecting it. Who has length?
You do.
And to be completely honest, I'm not as worried as a thrust to my thigh as I'm sure you are with
a thrust to my face.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to pull away and come up with a cover.
And did you see how I covered? We're here. Go ahead.
Dropping to outside guard there.
Yep. And then fall into long guard. There is my tempo. I provoked with a threat to his face. So you can provoke with an action. You can provoke with a guard. You can provoke with measure. And you can provoke with a threat. When you provoke the opponent into an action, you gain the advantage of tempo as long as you understand the provocation that you're creating. If you don't understand that provocation, it's useless. Okay? Just because you have a really fast car, it does you no good if you don't know how to drive. Just because I have a provocation, it does me no good if I don't know how to capitalize on it. And with that, we're going to stop here. So John, please tell us, what did you learn today?
So taking a look at a couple big pieces here. Well, one is actually small, but it's really big. Got to remember there that while we transition through our guards, it's so that when they are reacting in the midst of my action, change it.
Because you can.
Because I can. Yep. It was actually how you put it there was learn what you cannot do by doing it, see what doesn't work, and then throw that out. So that leaves you with another way to getting to what you can do.
And quicker.
Yeah, because it's easier to find what you can't do than it is to find what you can do.
Yeah. In your training, I hope you fail. I hope you fail quickly, and I hope you fail often. We have been taught and trained that failure is a bad thing. Failure is a gathering of information. The only failure is if we are unable or unwilling to continue. So find what doesn't work. And the only way you can gain information is through failure. If you do it right the first time, perfectly, it was either luck or there's another one. I wish I remembered what it was. But you do lose the gathering of information if you're doing it right. And to be completely honest, the chances of doing it 100% perfectly the first time, 1 in a million, because as John and other students here will tell you, I can always find something wrong.
Mm-hmm. I've been here now with you for back with you here now for 11 years, been working with you for about 6. And I'm still making lots and lots of failures, even in very basic things.
As do I. Remember, you don't know what you don't know. That's what outside observers are for. So don't worry about failure. Utilize it for the tool it is. That's going to reduce the amount of information you need to sift through your brain in the midst of the action. It just makes it much easier. I'm not going to do that because I know it doesn't work. How do I know it doesn't work? I got hit by it in drills. And with that, we're going to wish you a very good day. Take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. Stay safe, stay sane, and we'll see you on the other side. All the best to you all. Boom.
Be well, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscription button below and the notification icon. We have videos coming out every week.